Before we start the music, just introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Flying Lotus. I'm out here freezing cold.
Yes. Well, first of all, you got the jacket open. That's.
Hey, man, you know.
But you have to show off the necklace.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
the
I
thing.
gotta, you know. We'll get it up a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
That's about all I could do.
Here you
know
go.
what I mean?
Throw those on.
A boy's born.
Stevie Wonder?
Yes. This is one of my favorite. First of all, this song is 7 minutes and 20
Oh,
seconds
yeah, all
long.
his tunes are like forever.
Yeah.
And he be repeating the chorus for like a cool 5 minutes.
And he'll just go and, you know, play and riff for a while. And
That's his universe.
tell me about Stevie Wonder.
I have been trying to get him in the studio for, you know, a little bit now. You know, I know he's popping around, popping up little spots here and there. Come see your boy Flying Lotus. We in Studio City.
We have to. Come on. What do you think would happen? Like, what's your sort of vision?
I just hope that it'll be just a good meeting of the minds, just creatively just getting after it. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. I just want to vibe. If something beautiful happens, then great. Aphex Twin, yeah.
What's the deal with Aphex Twin?
Super inspiring musician from the early days of Warp Records, which I'm signed to. Obviously, super inspirational figure in the music scene. I loved a lot of the music videos. Back when I was in film school, I was looking at the director series, the Chris Cunningham.
Did you get into filmmaking because of music videos? Was that something that, like...
No, man, I think I got into filmmaking via Spielberg, via John Williams. I feel like the music of movies made me fall in love with movies. The power of music can transform a scene. I think Spielberg kind of brought me into the film world, but, you know, Jurassic Park we know what that did.
Yeah, music videos were always like an amazing
Oh, yeah,
sort
music
of creative
videos.
outlet.
Dude, they were
But-
so great,
but-
especially back in the 90s. You know, the videos back then were just killing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we just had some really great videos, big budgets, $1 million budgets for videos, multi-million-dollar budgets. Yeah.
When you first learn how to sort of make a movie or something, you're like in the edit. If you turn on a great song and you're editing to a song,
Yeah.
that like unlocks everything. For
It
me,
unlocks
that unlocked
everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
yeah.
it doesn't, like, what is the point if there's no music?
I know. Trips me out because there's so many filmmakers, they just had no idea anything about music. They knew film scores, they didn't know the deep digging, and that's just like another tool in your be able to do that, pull from that inspiration. Isley Brothers? Oh, Thundercat. I thought you was going to try to switch it up on me and run the original. Oh, yeah, I know this. I've heard this once or twice.
You guys work together.
Yeah, I've been working on his music since the beginning of his career, yeah.
What is it that like makes him sort of stand out as an artist? 'Cause
You know, he's just one of those cats who just always has ideas creatively, musically. It's never like too dry of a moment. You know, we can always get into something and pull influence from somewhere else. And, you know, he's just a beast with so much musical foundation and history. He's studied all types of music, and it shows in his playing and in his process. We pull from Prince, and then he'll pull from, you know, some metal shit, and then some Herbie Hancock, you know, and it's like all that is like fused into this musician. J Dilla had to do it. Had to pull that on me, huh?
I love playing J Dilla for people who sort of have an understanding of what makes him special, because it's always interesting to hear about that from a musician's perspective.
There's so many things that made him special. I think most people know him for like his sense of rhythm.
Yeah.
Kind of like people call lazy drum patterns and stuff, or like, you know, offbeat. But I also associate him with just like deep crates. I guess some of my love for, you know, digging deeper into some of these records through his music and trying to understand what he's doing, or like I hear a sample from this artist and he's playing all these crazy classical compositions with a Moog, and then I'm switched on to that. My love for sampling and deep crates and stuff, that comes from him too. You know, like him and Madlib and like a lot of those cats, they really got me into digging.
One of the best ways to discover music is through sampling.
Oh, yeah.
It's through hearing like great producers who find stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, what's this? And then when you hear it again, you're like, oh, I know it from a lot
Yeah,
of people
man, it's
now
a
are
great-
learning old stuff from new music.
That part of it is kind of beautiful. You
Yeah.
know, like the inspiration just never ends that way. You know, it's like a drop in the ocean, but the ripples expand, and then, hey, sometimes they come back. Awesome.
Jazz, funk, soul music, all like there's so much of that stuff that has been sort of repurposed.
Absolutely. And for me personally, I just went down a Marvin Gaye rabbit hole last year. I wasn't like the most knowledgeable cat on his catalog. Ooh. Yeah, man.
That's it. Like, this is the thing.
Yeah, man.
You can just, there's so much.
I know. That album, too. I was just running that album like over and over and over. Like he just came out. You know, I just love that about music and just being able to, you know, just discover some things from the past or just dig into some things, dig deeper into some things that you thought you knew. Oh, Alice Coltrane. Yeah. Had to go there, huh?
Okay, back to the playlist. Back to the Apple Music influences playlist.
Yeah.
This is on there.
This is definitely an influence. Alice Coltrane, my aunt, she was really in my life when I was a kid, and just a great example of elevated human being who has seen and done some amazing things.
Yeah.
And just having this amazing woman as like a symbol of inspiration and a role model in my life, it was very grateful to have that. And, you know, I think for a lot of musicians, it's kind of difficult to see yourself in doing this thing in the future.
Yeah.
But I think because I had an example of what was possible, it really inspired me to keep pushing. You know, like I was like, okay, I have an example in front of me of what happens when you are like passionate about your sound and about your thing and you don't care what people are thinking and maybe it doesn't pop off, but you still, you know, she was already a legend, you know, but I was really grateful to have seen and witnessed.
Yeah, not just a musician, but someone who fought for having like a singular sort of sound.
Yeah. Oh, you're going easy on me. Madvillain.
So, who's Madvillain?
MF Doom, Madlib, yeah, Madvillain. That record, dude, so special to me. That was one of the ones that like made me, they just woke me up. I was in film school and my buddy put me on to Doom and Madlib and stuff, and you know, motherfucker was like checking out Special Herbs and going on Napster, and I found all the early MF Doom, Madlib stuff before, like the demo of Madvillain. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. And it ain't even out yet. The day that album came out, dude, like I remember taking the bus in San Francisco, like after class, going all the way up to Amoeba, getting like one of the last CDs in the store and listening to that on my Walkman on the way back. And just like when I heard accordion for the first time, because it wasn't on the demos. So accordion was like the first try. Like, oh my God, dude. Man, and Rhinestone Cowboy wasn't on the demos. Let me tell you, that was some good times. Is that Earl?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Really unique flow. On this song, it's like a little different, but always he
always has a
this
new
whole thing
vibe
kinda
every.
like,
Seems like he has new vibes every project, you know.
he's dope.
Used to kick it a bunch back in the day. I think being around him and that energy, the Odd Future kids, when like in that early era in LA, it was, you know, super infectious and inspiring, you know. You just like saw these young dudes getting after it and they built a collective and built their own universe.
I remember when it started, there was so much excitement, and then it was like, how's this going to work out? A lot of those guys have gone on to become
do all
so
types of stuff.
successful.
Yeah. I remember meeting Tyler back in the day. We tried to sign him to Brainfeeder. He was like curious about it and he was asking me a bunch of questions, and then, you know, he was like, well, what about my friends? You know, what about, you know, the Odd Future stuff? And I was like, oh man, I don't know, man. I think you should just focus on your own stuff, you know, and like do your own thing and, you know, come back for your friends, you know. And I think that he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, this is Odd Future, you know.
Shout out.
But then he ended up, we all know what happened, you know, eventually. But yeah, he stuck to his guns. I'm really proud of that cat. He did his thing, man. He's doing his thing, shit.
It's also cool to see how much of an impact he's had on like the younger generation. Like,
yeah,
kids
absolutely.
These days, like he is the GOAT of that. He doesn't get better or bigger than him in the stuff that he does. So
cool, man. Is this some Sun Ra shit? Yeah. Space is a place, of course, yeah.
You like this?
Space is a place. I mean, look, I love Sun Ra.
Cool cover.
Oh man, yeah, that cover is amazing. He's had some great artwork in his in his catalog, man. You know, Sun Ra, amazing. It's crazy, just like knowing the range of what he can play, what he chooses to play, what he chose to play, and all that. You know, just like the philosophy I think is most infectious about Sun Ra, his outlook on life and space and all that. Oh, I saw it. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yeah, Burial, wow. I was just actually listening to this album a week ago. Yeah. I was talking about how, like, the first time I heard Burial, I was like, what is this? This is trash. I thought it was so bad. And I thought it was so corny, you know, at first. And then I went to the UK, and I was in the cold, in the rain, in the UK, and it all made sense, bro. Like, everything just, like, came together. Like, bam, we was listening to it in the car. I was like, oh yeah, this is the soundtrack to this city right here. It was like absolutely perfect. And now I carry that experience when I listen to it everywhere, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's not an LA album.
It's not an LA album. No, it's not like but it is now. You know, it is now. I've got my own LA memories with it.
I like this playlist.
Yeah, good job.
Good job to you.
Hey man,
thanks for coming on. Great to meet you.
Hey man, you too, man. You too.